Okay everyone, today in this video I'm going to show you how to make this very simple jig that makes creating dados with your router very easy. It doesn't take much to make this jig. I've got 3 pieces of 1/2-inch plywood that's ripped down to 2 inches and it's 4 foot long, and I've got 2 pieces of actually a hardwood laminate floor that I'm going to be using. You don't have to use that. You could use 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch plywood. I chose to use this because it's slippery and nice, slick, and durable surface to make the router slide easily on. For hardware, I've got 2 1/4 inch by 1.5 inch bolts along with some washers and wing nuts. I'm going to start by attaching my plywood strips to my laminate floor, and I'm just going to be flushing it up to the back side, or to one side of my laminate floor. And I'm going to be attaching these with just screws because glue does no good on this laminate floor. And I'm just going to be flipping it over and screwing it from this side, countersinking the heads of the screws, make sure they're not sticking up. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be pre-drilling and then using these little 5/8 inch screws here to hold the 2 pieces together. Just like that all the way down. I'll probably put 8 or so screws. One thing I forgot to mention is, this laminate flooring typically has a special tongue, a special groove on it. Well, before I started, I took them to the table saw and I ripped those off each side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut off our laminate using our router. We have to use a router with a round base, and you want to use the same router and the same bit every time you use this jig. So I've got my Hitachi router with a 1/2 inch straight bit in it. And I'm going to make this cut in 2 passes. I have the bit set to depth where it'll only cut about halfway through this laminate. I'm going to come back a second time and cut it all the way through. Okay, now I'm taking just one of my rails, and I have another piece of 1/2 inch plywood that's cut 2 inches by 12 inches, and I'm going to simply attach it right along the edge of one of the rails. And I'm going to be pre-drilling and countersinking these number 8 1-inch screws. Alright, now I'm taking my other rail, and on the ends of it I'm measuring in 1 inch and 1 inch, and I'm going to drill a 1/4 inch hole for my 1/4 inch bolt to go through. And I'm doing this on both sides. I'm going to drill a 1/4 inch hole through there, all the way through this piece of plywood, with it flush to the outside. Then I'm going to tighten it up all the way and drill another 1/4 inch hole. This is where I have my 2 1/4 inch holes drilled, and I just took my straight edge and I marked straight across, and I cut it out with the jigsaw. And I made it a little large so that my 1/4 inch bolt will slide through it easily. On the top side of my rail, I've taken a Forstner bit and countersunk for the head of the bolt. Now you're basically done, and you have your dado jig. Now to use this jig is very simple. Let's say for instance you want to cut a dado for some 3/4 inch MDF shells. You take your 3/4 inch MDF and sandwich it between your rails, sandwich it tight, then you just come and tighten your wing nuts. Be sure everything's tight, and once you tighten your wing nuts up, you're done. Your thickness is set. Now your dado that you create will be exactly that of your 3/4 inch MDF. Thank y'all for watching my video. Hope that y'all found my instructions easy to follow and very straightforward. And the reason that I built this jig, well, I came to the shop today, wanted to make another video of another project, but I found out that I could really use this jig for that project. So today's video turned into this. But I have several other videos coming up that are going to be utilizing this jig, and they're going to be really great projects I think everyone would like. If y'all would like to see some more of my videos, please check out my YouTube channel, Sailing and Such, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank y'all. Should be a link right after this video.